In today's video, we'll be going over two new game remasters that look to be coming to the PlayStation 4. One of them we had already kind of known about. However, we got another piece of evidence pointing towards the remaster actually happening, and the other one is very surprising because it's of a game that isn't very good, but it's kind of part of a franchise that we want to see make a comeback, so I'll talk about that. Also, The Walking Dead, the Telltale series, the final season will be continuing this month with Episode 3, and Episode 3 has just gotten a brand new trailer, so I do want to talk a little bit about that. We also have two new PlayStation 4 games confirmed for the month of February. Skorecery will be coming February 5th, and then Hyper Jam, a new arena brawler, will be coming to the PS4 on February 12th. I want to talk a little bit about those two games because I do imagine they're going to get lost in the shuffle with all of the other big game releases in the coming month. Also, Catherine Full Body Edition is getting a special announcement this week. What could that be? I'll speculate on that at the end of this video. First up, Borderlands Game of the Year Edition looks to be coming for the PlayStation 4. Now, this has been a rumor for quite a while. This is Borderlands 1, so of course we already got the Borderlands Handsome Collection on the PlayStation 4. That included Borderlands 2 as well as Borderlands the pre-sequel and both of those games' respective DLC, but we never got Borderlands 1 on the PlayStation 4, but that does look to be coming. Last May, it was spotted on a Korean ratings board, and now it's been spotted yet again through a Taiwan ratings board. Usually these ratings boards are on point. The ratings boards had a Hitman Collection listed as well, Hitman Absolution and Hitman Blood Money, that is, so you can see whenever something's posted on one of these ratings boards, usually it does come to fruition. I honestly can't remember an instance where something was posted on a ratings board and then it didn't end up happening. But revisiting Borderlands 1 will be kind of exciting. The only issue is with these remasters, I am so skeptical of them because of the pricing issue. Now, Borderlands Handsome Collection, I think, was released at a fine price. It was $59.99, but at that point, Borderlands the pre-sequel was still a relatively new game, and Borderlands 2 was only a couple years old, and it had both of those games' respective DLCs. Two games. Yes, it was a full $59.99, but a lot of content for your money. You absolutely cannot get away with the $59.99 price point for Borderlands Game of the Year Edition. You can't get away with the $39.99 price point. This shouldn't be anywhere over $29.99. Ideally, I'd like it to be $19.99, but honestly, whenever I try to speculate on remaster game prices, it seems I'm completely off the board. Look at what happened with the Hitman HD Enhanced Collection. The pricing of that game is just head-scratchingly stupid. $59.99 for those two games is just crazy. So honestly speaking, I wouldn't be all too surprised if Borderlands Game of the Year Edition gets announced and it's like $49.99. Let's hope that isn't the case because I'd love to revisit Borderlands 1 at a decent price point. Also, the other game remaster that might be coming, Yaiba Ninja Gaiden Z. Yes, this was a spin-off to Ninja Gaiden, and it wasn't received all too well, as currently on Metacritic, as pointed out by Push Square, it is sitting on a 43. Now, how is this being teased? Well, Tecmo Koei actually filed a new trademark for Yaiba Ninja Gaiden Z, and whenever a trademark is filed by Tecmo Koei, usually something does come out of it. Could this be a Yaiba Ninja Gaiden Z2? I doubt that. A remaster for the game seems at least feasible, and do remember that a couple of days ago, we talked about the Ninja Gaiden franchise possibly coming back. If in turn we end up getting Yaiba Ninja Gaiden Z remastered, that would be horrible. Instead of that, why not give me a Ninja Gaiden remastered collection, with Ninja Gaiden 3 being the Razor's Edge version? I think that would be really good, and if you released that at $39.99, I think that would really resonate well with gamers. Let us revisit the Ninja Gaiden franchise with a PlayStation 4 Ninja Gaiden collection. I think that would do very, very well, and maybe that would open the door for a Ninja Gaiden 4. Yaiba Ninja Gaiden Z being remastered, I don't think that would excite gamers at all, and I don't think that would open the door for a new Ninja Gaiden title. But Tecmo Koei did file a trademark, so we'll see if that turns out to be anything. Moving on from that, Telltale's The Walking Dead, the final season, will finally have its Episode 3 released on January 15th, and even after the debacle that went on with Telltale Games, thanks to Skybound Games, Episode 3 and Episode 4 will be happening, and it concludes with Episode 4. But Episode 3 drops on January 15th, and it's titled Broken Toys, and here's an overview of the episode thanks to Skybound Games. Quote, after years on the road facing threats both living and dead, a secluded school might finally be Clementine's chance for a home, but protecting it will mean sacrifice. In this gripping, emotional final season, your choices will define your relationships and determine how Clementine's story ends. It's a shame what happened to Telltale because a lot of their recent outings have been really good. The Walking Dead, the final season, the first two episodes were quite good, and their other projects that they've put out, The Wolf Among Us, the Batman series, Tales from the Borderlands, I thought was very good, but it looks like these games just weren't doing well enough commercially to justify Telltale keeping their operations going. But thanks to Skybound Games, at least the final season of The Walking Dead will see a definitive conclusion, and it'll be continued on January 15th with Episode 3 titled Broken Toys. Moving on from that, I want to highlight 2 PlayStation 4 games coming in the month of February, with all of these big games releasing in the next month and a half. We've got Metro Exodus, we've got the Resident Evil 2 remake, we've got Kingdom Hearts 3, Ace Combat 7, and Ace Combat 7 any other month would probably be one of the bigger game releases. Nobody's really talking about that. Of course, we've got Anthem. There's a lot of games coming, so let's quickly cover 2 games that are coming in the month of February that are definitely going to get lost in the shuffle. And first up, I want to talk about the retro fighting game Skorecery. That's coming to the PlayStation 4 on February 5th. Skorecery features friendly and competitive local multiplayer battles with gameplay that takes seconds to learn and countless hours to master. It features fast-paced, intense duels, team skirmishes, and free-for-all matches, vast variety of spells, modes, and arena layouts for infinite replayability. Also, it has game-modifying curses that allow players to change the rules of the match, physics, and abilities, and intricately designed audio dynamics that adjust to match intensity. A trailer was released for the game, and I have to say it has some slick presentation. We'll find out how the game itself turns out as Skorecery drops on the PlayStation 4 on February 5th.
Every time. Oh, let's go.
And the other game I want to highlight is Hyperjam, a new arena brawler that's coming to the PS4 on February 12th. The PlayStation blog has got a great post on that coming directly from the director of the game. And if you don't know what Hyperjam is, it's another game with absolutely slick presentation, and it's a fast-paced arena brawler with a killer synthwave soundtrack and a dynamic perk drafting system that makes each match different from the last. It's described as a wild mix that draws inspiration from many places, particularly fighting games and roguelites. The development studio spent a lot of time designing the game in such a way that it's intuitive and fun for new or casual players, while still having lots of mechanical depth for players to discover in the long term. Again, Hyperjam looks to be a pretty interesting arena brawler, and it'll be coming to the PlayStation 4 on February 12th.
Let's finish this.
And lastly, today over on Twitter, Atlus's Studio Zero account took to Twitter and announced that there will be a special announcement regarding the Catherine Full Body Edition on Friday, January 11th at noon Japan time. That translates to roughly 10 p.m. Eastern time on January 10th over here in the States. Now, this seems to be specifically related to Japan, but of course, Catherine Full Body Edition will be released over here in the West at some point, and I do want to mention that Catherine Classic Edition was trademarked earlier, so that's kind of surprising. It looks like they want to bring the original Catherine game to the PlayStation 4 as well, which doesn't make a lot of sense to me. You already have this improved version announced. Why would you bring a Classic Edition version of the game also? Why not just wait for the Full Body Edition to be released? Why get gamers to double dip unless you want to release that Classic Edition and then you just release Full Body as an upgrade to that? That's something they could do. We still don't have an idea of when Catherine Full Body Edition will be released over here in the States. I would imagine sometime later in the spring or maybe even the summer. But because it was teased on Studio Zero's Twitter account and the tweet was put out in complete Japanese, I doubt that this is an inclination of any sort of Western announcement. There were some rumors of the game coming to PC. Might be related to that, but we'll keep you guys posted on any development about Catherine Full Body. It looks like some sort of information will be breaking Friday, January 11th, noon Japan time, 10 p.m. Eastern, January 10th over here. So that's gonna conclude this video. Again, it looks like Borderlands 1 will be getting a Game of the Year edition on the PlayStation 4. Yaiba Ninja Gaiden Z has been trademarked by Tecmo Koei. Does that mean that game is gonna get remastered too? I really hope not. If it was up to me, again, a Ninja Gaiden collection is the way to go. Yaiba Ninja Gaiden Z is a game that's sitting on a 43 on Metacritic again. I don't think gamers really want to revisit that game. The final season of The Walking Dead, Episode 3, will finally be dropping on January 15th. The new trailer for that has dropped, so check that out if you're interested. You got some underrated gems coming to the PlayStation 4 in February in the retro fighting game in Skorecery and the arena brawler in Hyperjam. And again, Catherine Full Body Edition will be getting a special announcement this week. That's gonna conclude this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching. Goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.